Okay, I think whoever's up there, whoever's up top, heavens above, is got it out for me this year, man. They're testing me, especially with these daily uploads, because this fucking bug has killed me, man. Like, literally set my whole day back by about 4 hours. Could not get out of bed. Head was banging, eyes were aching, throat swollen. What else? My gums started hurting as well this morning. I'm getting tested for sure, but yeah, a few paracetamol, a lot of coffee, a lot of water. Not paracetamol, ibuprofen, basically painkillers, and yeah, we're just able to get this going. But yeah, man, just on my way to the gym right now, get the non-negotiables done, and yeah, hopefully get the day started, man. It's going to be set back by a few hours, but still got to get the work in, man. But yeah, hope you guys are doing good. Today, man, I actually got a question from a producer in the last video in the comments about just they were asking how I make, or how to make beats faster, how to like speed up the workflow, and I guess just be more productive overall as a producer, or as a creative. But I don't know, man. I probably would have answered this question like kind of different over this junction. Yeah, I probably would have answered this question a lot differently. Maybe 3 years ago, I would have come up with some elaborate scheme or elaborate technique to make beats like super fast. But honestly, nowadays, I don't think it matters too much how slow you work or how fast you work. The only time it does matter is in a studio session situation where things do need to kind of move fast. You have to kind of keep the vibe going. Whether that's, you're making the beat or whether you're recording, you have to just keep things moving. But in your own space, if you're working with other producers in sessions, if you're basically just cooking up, then I don't think it's very necessary to work fast unless you're on some kind of time restraint. Then there's no essential reason as to why you have to work to a certain time. I honestly think it's more to do with the result. Honestly, if you can get the same result as someone that works faster than you, then you still got the same result. You still got that nice sounding beat. You've still got a beat that's usable, something that it's going to inspire people to rap over. So yeah, I honestly think it's more the result over the workflow. So if you guys are producers and you're working from home and you're not too, you feel like you're wasting time making music and being creative, then honestly, I wouldn't overthink it too much. I don't think there's a lot to worry about when it comes to that stuff. Maybe there is some things you can do to speed up certain actions. If like you're trying to, I don't know, for example, get some kind of melody, or let's say you want to make a chord progression that's kind of ARPed, like an ARPed melody. Instead of having to go in and manually do it with a MIDI, you could, opt for some sort of like little shortcut that's going to speed things up, like, pulling in a synth VST that's automatically got an ARP, an ARP simulator. ARP simulator, is that the right word? ARP generator? That sounds more more relative, but yeah, I think that's the key. Am I hella dark? No, we're good. I think that's the key, man. So when it comes to workflow, I won't overthink it, especially when you're in your own creative space. Don't overthink or don't worry about how fast or how slow you're working. Just think about the end result. If it takes you half an hour to get the beat done, fine. If it takes 20 minutes, fine. If it takes the whole day, doesn't matter, man. You've still got that end result, and that's the most satisfying part. Because the amount of times where, to be honest, man, I'll be totally honest with you guys. I had like a period, maybe last 2023, where, because I've been making beats for quite a while. You do hit a point where you feel like you're just going through the motions, and like the beats are just kind of all sounding similar. They sound kind of uninspiring, but you're just kind of doing it to meet a quota, so to say, or just to have that beat made for the day. And because of that, I was just trying to speed through beats. I was making like quick decisions, not really paying attention to the little details which which makes your music stand out. So me personally, I would prefer to spend longer on a beat. But anyway, man, that's enough talk about working on beats. But what I thought I'd do once we get back to the studio is I'm gonna basically just go through it and make an entire sample from scratch, make an entire beat. But you know, just keep it uncut and show you just the workflow that I'll normally go through. There is some things that do speed up the workflow, so I can get into that and, you know, give you guys some value in terms of just, you know, the whole creative process that I go through that allows me to, you know, make music quickly. But yeah, overall, man, I don't think the actual time constraints are essential. Like I said, only unless you're in sessions. So yeah, that's what we're gonna get into, man. I'm gonna get myself over to the gym. Hopefully this headache stays put and we'll be good when we get back to the studio. And yeah, man, we'll get into all the good stuff. Before we do get into it, just a little update on the process, just a little update on the progress of the Treasury multi-genre drum kit. It's going to be a brand new drum kit that I've been working on. It's got 4 genres, 4 drum kits, and they're all in one huge bundle. Because of this illness, I'm going to have to push this back. It's going to be pushed back till I think mid-January, hopefully. But I just want to make sure I do a good job of it and make sure it's perfect. So yeah, mid-January to late January is when that kit's going to officially drop. I'll give you guys some more details on other socials, but yeah, that kit's going to be coming out then. And what I'm going to do as well, just because it was my own fault, I'm going to push that giveaway back as well until then. So yeah, if you guys haven't got involved in the giveaway, or it's the first time you're watching these videos, then you can get into it. So yeah, if you want to get involved in the giveaway, it's basically head over to my Instagram. I'll leave a link in the description to the post. Just follow the details on there. There's a chance to win the Treasury kit, the multi-kit when it drops, for free. And you can also get a free license to FL Studio Producer Edition, that comes with lifetime updates. You'll literally never have to worrying about paying for stuff on your door anymore. So yeah, if you guys want to get some freebies, then head over to there, get yourself involved in the giveaway, and yeah, I'll give you more details as soon as I'm aware of the official drop date. But for now, let's get to the studio. So, okay, making like beats faster, I think is the topic. Yeah, it's the topic. You have to forgive me. I've been driving. It's been like 4 or 5 hours since I did the part in the car and totally forgot what I was doing. But yeah, we're here. So yeah, like I said earlier, I'm making beats faster. I think like making beats faster within the right context can be helpful. You know, any little tricks here and there to like speed up your workflow, I'm all for, because that way it just makes it more of like a free flowing, you know, creative process. But in terms of like, you know, if you like to spend like half an hour to an hour on a beat, that's okay. You know, that's okay. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But obviously, if it's going to take an hour specifically because you're not like one with your DAW, you're not one with FL Studio or one with, you know, Ableton, then obviously there's going to be a lot of things that can just, you know, can cut down on that time and still allow you to get the exact same result as what you would if you was, or even a better result as what you would if, you know, you didn't know any of this stuff. So yeah, what I'm going to do, man, is I'm just going to cook up from scratch. And just kind of go through my process. I think what I'll do is I'll cut, make like the one part of the melody, come back in, explain what I did, and then come back at the next part of the melody, and just kind of cut in between, just so you're not kind of just sat watching me click like random buttons in here and there. Because to be honest, it doesn't really have to do a lot with speed. It's more to do with just like, yeah, just going through it and you know, just thinking, you know, what sounds good to me at this particular time. You know, there's no rules to this, man. It's music at the end of the day. It's all subjective. So yeah, first things first, man. I'm gonna pull in. Let me get the screen recording going. I'm gonna pull in. I'm feeling something more like ambient and kind of like spacey, synthy kind of vibes. So I've basically been I've been listening to a lot of a female rapper that Chucky Beats has been producing for a long time, and honestly, bro, like the songs are crazy. They're just so vibey, and like they just sound like they're in a whole world by themselves. But at the bare bones of it, you know, he's broken down all the songs, and a lot of those songs are like insanely simple, in terms of the actual melodic elements and the drum elements. You know, there's not a whole lot that goes into it. So yeah, let's aim for. I'm gonna aim for something like that, and then I think we'll just see how we get on as the as the melody progresses. So I'm gonna start with Serum, and I'm gonna come in with some kind of ambient sound, I think. So let's see what we've got. Come into here. Just go in with like. We'll try a pad. We'll start with this. And then just see how we get on. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of cut back to I'm gonna cut the camera right now, and then I'll cut back to when I'm finished with the melody. Okay, so we got the chords down. Ended up messing with the preset because it was too harsh, too full, and it would be nice to add some extra sounds to kind of bounce off of it. So yeah, we didn't really come in with like anything super crazy. We just kind of kept that top line similar. I'll just play it so you guys can hear it. Solo it. And then here, just the top line switches at the end. So yeah, I felt like that kind of looped nicely. Now in terms of the actual music theory, like again, it's not like anything crazy. So we've just got an E minor, goes down to a C major, and then I feel like with the bass notes and whatnot, we can kind of switch it up anyway. So we've got a lot of room to work with this chord progression. It's just really easy to work with. The only reason why these two look a little bit different is because if you take a look, all I've done is mess with the octave. So I just took this note, which was down here, just knocked that one up an octave. Same with this one. What am I doing? Same with this one. That was down there, knocked up an octave. Just kept it in that that nice flow. And then these chords, yeah, they're just kind of like basic versions of this really. So it's nothing crazy. And in the top line, like I said, man, I kind of like hummed this out to begin with. I actually started with this top line, and then yeah, just added these chords underneath. So yeah, we've got that done. I actually did carry on with this by accident. I said I was going to break it down layer by layer. I just got carried away. But yeah, the actual layers that I did add aren't too crazy. Actually, to be fair, the last one is, but I'll cover it right now. So yeah, just added some bass notes with the Juno, went with the 24 mellow piano, and just so you guys know, the preset for the initial sound was this synth Mace, and it was in a kit by the Riley Clements, and then I think the kit's called Count Up, and it was in here somewhere. So yeah, synth Mace. So that's where we're at so far. This is the piano that we had, bass notes. Real simple. Repeats here, and then we just go up one key to kind of loop us nicely. I mean, I could even go down, like there's no rules, you could even go down. But I like it there for now, so I'll leave it like that. And then this is actually the source, man. I don't need that, I didn't even do anything with that. But this is the source right here. This is my favorite part. This is what reminded me to fucking turn the camera back on and show you guys what I'm doing. So yeah, we got this right here, and it does look a little bit hectic, but the bare bones of it is not. So I started off with this little pattern right here. This is all I got, and then after that I just copied it across, and then we just switched it up in this end part. But yeah, I'll play this part, and I might even turn the chords off so you can hear it. So it's the same thing, it's this, and it repeats here exactly the same. And then just in this last part, where's that gone? That's supposed to be there, my bad. That's got to be like that. And then yeah, so we repeat it again. So it's exactly the same. And then in this last part, we want to add something just a little bit different. This is like a thing that I'll do, and most producers do this, is keep things very repetitive. And then when you get to this last part, this is where you need that little subtle switch up in whatever layer it is, whether it be the melodies or the top line or a lead melody. Just something to like switch the energy up and kind of bring us back around nicely to the beginning of the loop. Because although this will be fine to just repeat every bar, I think it just gives it that little extra bit of flair, something that's not too invasive to the point where a rapper's like, I'm not feeling this. but enough to, you know, just keep that energy going. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to stop rambling on, and we'll just play the whole loop. Same again, and then this is where it switches up. Okay, it sounds kind of crazy, but in the context with those chords, it actually sounds kind of crazy. It's like crazy twice, but yeah, it sounds good with the with the chords playing. But yeah, what I did really is I just took a one shot. This is from Synth Palace, my guy Jack, Prod by Jack. But then what I just did was, because it's a one shot, you can kind of bend them with these slide notes, almost like drill 808 slides. You can just really play with the, you know, with the pitch bends and whatnot. And I just thought this one shot sounded cool when it was bent, so bent. Pause. But I just thought this sounded cool when it was, yeah, when the pitch bends were playing in a lot. So I liked it here, and then I thought in this last session I'll go crazy with more bends. You know, like you can see here. If I stop being a retard, what is going on here? Yeah, if I come in, like you can see all of these slide notes. All of these are just pitch bends. So whenever this key plays, this one will just slide up. So play it. It sounds cool, man. I just thought it sounded kind of quirky, just give the beat a bit more bounce. So yeah, bring it all together. Okay, and then I think we could even just do with potentially one more sound, but I can't even lie, like at this point it's actually sounding like a nice full melody. I haven't even added that many effects really. The only effect that we added, you know, just anything to source up the melody, was this initial sound. All I did was just add reverb, just the basic open default preset, play with a couple of settings, you know, like the decay, the mix. But again, man, like try not to take this and copy it. You know, maybe you can copy it in the sense of using reverb, but don't copy the exact settings, because every sound's going to be different. You know, any preset's going to sound different with a different amount of reverb on it. But yeah, EQ, just cut the lows, and then the highs were a bit too bright. And then a bit of pancake, so we're just moving the melody from left to right. This is like a fundamental one that I see get overlooked. Not this specific plugin, but this type of plugin where you just automate the panning, and it just puts the whole melody into like a nice space, and it just moves it about in your headphones. You know, just a subtle effect, but makes a big difference. So yeah, that's all we've got, man, in terms of effects. What I might do is just add a bit more EQ to this, take some more highs out. Yeah, that's better. See that EQ there? That's just opened up that pocket for the one shot to really shine. Yeah, I like the bass as it is, just simple. But what I might do with this one shot, I'll put this into the mixer. I could add some halftime to it. Pitch up. Yeah, it's slowed down, and now it's just opened up a bit more space for vocals, I think. So yeah, we can leave it like that. Maybe even just turn the mix down a little bit. That's kind of hard. Literally just turn the mix down a little bit. And we could even add like some portal to this, maybe. You know, just give it some extra textures, because at that point then we might not even need to add any extra sounds. But we'll see. Yeah, I think that's it, man. I think we just need one more sound. I do think this needs one more sound just to kind of spice up the rest of it, and then we can move on with the drums, you know. So like in terms of time, what we're on, started making this 6:05 p.m. It's now 6:22, so this is taking about 15 minutes to get together, and we've already got, you know, a solid bass. You know, we've already got a solid foundation for the melody. Yeah, in terms of workflow, like, you know, you just got to kind of just keep things in order, you know, keep your brain keep focusing on that end goal. You know, what roughly you want that end goal to sound like, whether it be spacey, whether it be melodic, trappy, drilly, just anything. Keep that end goal very, very vivid in the front of your mind. And then, you know, just experiment with different sounds and keep things moving, and just have confidence in each decision. Try not to overthink each step, you know, like I could have spent an hour just on the chords if I kept playing things and then doubting my abilities and then going back and whatnot. Just have that confidence to keep pushing through, man. So yeah, I'm going to cut it right here, and then we'll jump forward a little bit, and then we'll explain where we're at that point. Things are moving nicely right now. So far, I mean, it's like 5-10 minutes later, and we have got basically the entire melody. All I've added really is just one extra sound, and just added a quick arrangement, you know, just to turn this into a loop. So yeah, this is what we got, man. All we added really was this little loop right here, this lead melody. Same concept. So yeah, the thinking behind this again was nothing too crazy. I knew what the rhythm I wanted to be of the lead was. I wanted that da 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 da. So the rhythm would be da 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 da. So just more rhythmic, more bouncy. And then in terms of the actual keys played, you know, there wasn't really any thought. It was just more so of keep things looking natural. You know, don't go like crazy and put keys like one here, then one up here, then one down here, then one down there. You know, you don't want those huge gaps, because you've got to think about playing it realistically. It's not going to sound nice. It's not going to sound like, you know, nice and realistic. Not realistic, but just free flowing. You know, just free flowing and you know, nice. So yeah, kept the same thinking, man. Nice little 1-bar loop, catchy. Repeat it, and then again in the last section, just a little minor switch up. But you know, the actual, just from looking at the MIDI, you can tell like there's not a whole lot of just, you know, variation going on there. It's kind of simple. So yeah, now that we're done with that, we've got a quick, literally the quickest arrangement ever for a loop. And this is like a real basic arrangement. There's no crazy thinking, just main melody that we had to begin with. Everything with the lead. And then just a nice open section. And yeah, what I'll do is I'll just add a little gap right here, turn it into like a proper loop, just in case I want to send this out. And that's a good habit to get into as well if you're making samples just for yourself. Don't forget to do this, because you know, at one point somebody might want some loops, and if you get in the habit of just, you know, bouncing everything as a proper loop, you know, well arranged, then you know, you'll always have loops in the bank to, you know, to send out. But yeah, let me get this thing bounced. Oh, real quick, actually, on this lead we used, just to give away some of the sauce, we used the CS80 V3 from, I think it's Arteria. Yeah, Arteria. I wasn't really thinking about what specific sound I wanted. I just wanted to try this out because I've not used it for a while. And then we used the growing cricket preset, which without any effects sounds kind of dry, kind of dead. And then with the effects, more ambience. Just added some tape to it, hyper chorus, and these are all default presets as well. I just kind of opened them up and they sounded cool. A little bit of EQ, but not much. And then just some reverb, make it sound ambient, keep that ambience going. That fly's woken up. Damn it, it's just, for some reason it's fly, who knew fly season was January? But yeah, let me get this bounced. We'll jump forward, I'm gonna add some mods to it. I think I'm just adding drums at this point, and then we'll, yeah, cut to that, and then we'll run through it. Okay, so we wrapped the beat up. It's pretty much done now. And to be fair, we didn't really add a whole lot extra to this. You know, since we last cut off, we added the 808. Me, singular, added the 808 up here. And then after that, we just added some little, very simple perks. You know, let me just mute the drums so you guys can really hear them. So here's with like all the sounds in. So we've got the main hi-hat, clap. So we've got this perk right here. That one, it's just a little laser shot. You can hear it at the beginning of each. Just literally beginning of each bar, that's it. Each 4 bar. And then there's this other perk. It kind of bounces off this open hat here. Just like that. It's like, you know, kind of like kind of like call and response kind of vibes, you know, where you just kind of have that initial sound and then a little similar sound that sounds a bit more sort of conclusive, finishes it off. And yeah, like nothing crazy. And then we had this open hat. Just kind of layers in between these two right here. Just gives it a nice bounce. And then we got another open hat. Just on the clap, and then just after the clap. There it is right there, and at the end again, same. And then that's it. And then the one last thing that I did, just with this whole beat, to separate the verse like from the hook and the bridges and the chorus and stuff, is to switch the 808s. Kind of kept the pattern exactly the same. Maybe I think I did a couple of extra ones right here, but we basically just switched from this main 808, that long tail 808 that that I used earlier on. And we just switched to this more short, it's almost like a Z808 with like a bit of a punch at the beginning. And yeah, I don't know, just that contrast, just the way the melody dies down and just the way it all pans out, it just kind of worked. It just worked perfectly, man. So I was happy with it. And then yeah, the last couple finishing touches were just a little crash. Literally just right there on the one. And then some risers, got this one right here. And this one. These are like my go-to ones. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, my bad. Last thing we added, a couple more things actually, was this little snare. So like during the, in fact, let me just play these I'll play these all together so you can kind of hear how they progress. So like this part's like the hook, like the main part of the hook. Riser. So that's the switch up right there. That's the switch up of the 808. And then in this section right here, we just added this extra pattern. This is literally just a snare, very subtle snare to layer on top of the clap. Just because I felt like the clap wasn't leading anywhere. It just didn't feel like, I don't know, I just felt like it needed an extra layer during this part of the beat. So keep going. Separate riser. Very subtle, just hits a bit cleaner. Short 808. And then we come to this part right here at the end. This is just a bass. So I don't know, I just added this last minute because this all sounded nice. Like we could just leave this on loop, but this right here just almost sounds more like a mixtape kind of beat, or just something that's like an album, middle of the album kind of style. But just by adding this bass right here, kind of transforms it a little bit, and I'll explain why. So I'll just play it and then I'll tell you why. And then it loops back, and then after that I can just copy and paste this and you know, be done with the beat. So yeah, the reason why I think this works, this little section right here, is because basically we're following like those same, basically the bass notes kind of stay the same, you know, throughout this whole 808 pattern right here. And you can easily do this with the bass, keep the bass patterns the exact same, but just by switching them up. So if you take a look at the MIDI, we go from B, which is what we start on with the 808, then we go up, but then we carry on going up in this second half. So like just this little bit of variation in the bass notes just really transforms it, because now it acts more of like a very well-structured song, just because you've got the main bulk of it, you've got the chorus, the hook, and then you can almost use this as like a pre-hook or a bridge, or just something to like lead into the next hook and just build up more tension, you know. So yeah, just little subtle things like that. And again, looking at the pattern, it's nothing crazy, but the intention behind it is that it's, you know, it adds that character. But I mean, going back to the workflow, you know, the actual speed of making beats and stuff, like it's taken, we started this 6 o'clock, and it's now 7:20, so about 1 hour and 15 minutes. And this is including me talking as well. Like I don't normally make the melody stop, talk for a while and then come back. So if you cut out all of the parts of me rambling on and talking a lot of shit, you could probably cut this down to about 40 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that for the whole beat. And I think that's a good amount of time for a beat, just to really think about the melodic side of it, especially from scratch, no samples, no nothing. I think that's a good amount of time to work on a beat. So I feel like we always get sort of we forget context when it comes to when you hear producers saying, "Oh, I made this hit song in like 5 minutes," but they used a sample, maybe put a drum sample over it, like a drum loop over it, and it was the beat. Whereas, you know, a lot of the times for us guys, we normally start from scratch. You know, as producers like to start from scratch, and yeah, that's going to take a bit longer. You know, you've got to make sure you get all the details right. So yeah, that's basically the whole beat though, man. That's basically the whole beat. And again, going back to workflow stuff, like don't worry too much about how long these things are taking you. I understand if you're on kind of like a time constraint, you know, with work, or if you have school or college, and you know, just real life stuff gets in the way. That's totally understandable. So if you are trying to speed up the workflow, then I understand that. But honestly, like Beb, like I wouldn't worry too much about it if that's the thing that you're not worried about. Wait, I'm not wording this right at all. If that's the thing that you are worried about, then that's cool. But if you're worried and it doesn't include any of those contexts where you have to deal with work, school, college, you know, I don't know, like family obligations, then yeah, don't worry about the amount of time you spend on music. It's all about just having fun with it, you know, enjoying that process, just getting, you know, deep into it where you can just kind of block everything else out and really get stuck into it and enjoy it, man. That's the main thing. Just don't worry about timing and all those little things. You work to your own speed and you'll be fine, man. But yeah, that's gonna wrap this one up, I think. What I'll do is I'll finish this beat and then I'll drop it in the description if you guys want to dissect it and take a listen. But yeah, for the most part, it's quite a simple beat. You know, as you can see, we've not got like a whole lot here, just a few layers. You know, the melody was only a few layers too, and we've got a really nice sounding beat, something nice and ambient and ethereal. But yeah, man, I'm gonna cut it right there. Stop waffling on, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Just let me know if you want anything specific. You know, any source, anything that you're kind of struggling with that you want, you know, clearing up, or literally anything, man. Let me know in the comments, and I'll try and get it for tomorrow's video. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Peace.